Hello friends, in this presentation we will be considering the reinforced concrete raft foundation design of this structure. We designed the slab and then we are going to be looking at the drawings of our design successfully. I am Self-Raising. Once again you are welcome, and before we proceed properly into the lesson of today, I want you to like this lesson and I also want you to subscribe to this channel. If you're still not subscribed, do it to subscribe so you can stay tuned to get notified each time I upload an advanced lesson of this kind. Straight away, let us dive into the lesson. And so here is the structure. I will be navigating to story 0, this one. Mind you, in the previous lesson we were able to design the structure, the last two lessons, and so we have also able to check all of the structural members and ensure they have passed design successfully. So today is only foundation and the slab design. And so already on story 0, I will navigate to the plan view of story 0, and this is the plan view of story 0. Now one thing you need to understand in the slab design, at this level you cannot draw analytical strips to design to generate reinforcement for your slab. Alright, for instance, if I should navigate to the modeling tab and then click on the slab strips, you see we have an analytical strip here. So if I try to draw this strip here, you notice that these strips will not necessarily generate reinforcement. Just like this, you can see there is no reinforcement generated because it's not at the upper floor. This is at the ground level. This slab is sitting. The software is assuming that the slab is sitting on the soil. All right, and so by so doing, we have to carry out raft foundations on using raft foundations to design the slab. So I just have to close these provisions and then right click and then delete these strips that we created. So we will use analytical strips here successfully. Click on the strip right again. And then in the type, you have to select FE, which is finite element strips, right? After which you just have to choose your direction. We'll be going in S direction at first, alright? And then for the limit statutes, at start, we are going to start outside the slab and then end it outside the slab. So these places, you have to choose it properly. Choose it properly. This place is slab, and here is sorry, this is bob, meaning you are starting from outside and end at outside these provisions and end outside these provisions. So now this provision is slab, meaning you start your strips inside slab and you are ending it inside slab. That's when this provision can be selected. Here is cantilever. Here in this provision we have cantilever. Yeah, so there's no need for these other options. So the middle, the center options, you will be considering this one slab, bob, which is outside. All right, so having that selected successfully, you pick the first point outside, and then to have a straight line you have to hold down the control key on the keyboard to have a straight line just like this. But we will not necessarily start it here. Let's deselect it and then we'll start it as well, so we can include these panels. All right, click right there and then hold the control key and then select there to have the strips just like this. This is a finite element strips. All right, so for this one we click right there and then we'll include this 1 2 3 4 panels. Alright, then for this one we are going to start inside slab and end it outside. So it's going to be inside right there and end outside just like this. Okay, then you pick the first point and then you click for the same thing in this panel. Alright, so we have it like this. Okay, so after which this 3 panels is we are going to be using outside. Okay, so pick that point, get your hand across, hold the control key to have a straight line just like this. Alright, so for this particular panel it's going to be inside slab. Alright, so you choose inside slab at start and at end. Alright, pick that point, hold the control key, have a straight line, you place that. So we are done with the ordinary strips in the horizontal directions. We are going to the vertical direction, so it's really Y directions, and then you change the number to 1. Alright, and then so what we will do now is we'll start the vertical strips alignments. Okay, so for it's going to be outside this point, and then pick the first point right there, hold the control key and then pick that point. For this the same thing, pick this point, that point. Then for this particular 2 panels you use you start inside slab and end outside. So you zoom closely, pick these provisions and then you have to end it right there. Alright, then for this one 1 2 3 4 5 6 panels is outside to outside. So you pick that point and then you go a long way and click right there. So we have successfully drew the slab strips in both directions, X and Y directions successfully. So what I want us to do now, we are going to do some important settings. But by then, let's click on save to save this project. Alright, so navigate to the building setup and then come to this provision where you have settings and then settings center. Click right there. Alright, so in the settings center dialog, you have this provision slab. So the appearance, we have to choose a printed steel bars total length and then show steel bars span line. Okay, after show numbers of bars in bars level. Okay, so you just choose your print alternative layouts informations. All right, you choose that provisions as well. I'll go back to the rebar. So in these provisions, we are considering a rebar size to T12. All right, T12. All right, so the steel pattern is going to be straight. All right, we are not going to use this bent up bars pattern. All right, so it depends on the one that is normally used in your region. In my region, we use a straight bar. All right, so go to the design right there in these provisions. I don't think there's no much changes here. So everything is fine now with this slab. You just have to click on the OK. After which you save the project. Prior to saving the project, we will navigate to the analysis tab. Mind you, this project has been analyzed and designed successfully. If you navigate to the story one right away and then you check the columns, you notice all the columns have been designed successfully. That was in the previous lesson. At the end of this lesson, you will see those lessons coming up by left and right of the screen. You can follow up that lessons from there successfully. So at this provision now, we are going to be using this tab, FA Raft Foundations Analysis. Okay, this one. So what we need to do now is we'll click on that provisions and then we'll go straight away use subgrade reactions values. Okay, and then we want to include the column sections right there. Okay, you have that done, after which we wouldn't use this pass servers for this analysis. So just as we click on Raft Foundation Mesh and Analysis, click right there, give the program some time to actually gather informations and prepare analysis process for the Raft lab, which is successful as we can see right away. Okay, so we are going to be going with these plate sizes. Okay, and the contour. So you just have to click on generate models. All right, click on generate models and then the model will be generated successfully. All right, it's calculating the plate and creating the rectangular smaller plate for the finite element analysis and as well as design. So that is successful, as you can see. All right, just like this, after which you just have to close this and this will transfer us and prepare FE slab analysis properly as we will go into the design of both the bend moment and as well as the design of the top bar, the bottom bar, and also checking the soil properties if they are sufficient, as well as the bar sizes, and the slab thickness. Very, very important. So let's wait for a while. The process is successful. So I click on the analysis, post processing. So in the analysis post processing dialog, we'll have this. Take note the thickness of this the thickness of the slab is 200 millimeters. Okay, it's 200 millimeters. I will click on the standard contour to match this, just like this. So this is the key, right? So in these provisions, these are the loadings and combinations that we have already assigned. We wouldn't have anything much to do with that. Come straight away to the effect dialog. Okay, for the effect dialog, we just have to look at the mx my, the torsional moment as well, and then we check moment in the local axis M1, 2, and 12. Also check design moment using wood and hammer, MD1, 2, top and bottom. You have to be checking the key to see the level of effectiveness of it in this particular provision, the key. So for the error still 1 top. Okay, you're having up to on 1877 square millimeter error still. So we'll continue to do the design. For the top one, we have a maximum to be 495 right there. So we go to the top two. okay, not too far, then the area of steel require using wooden hammer in the opposite directions. You do that. So we are having about 1234. Okay, top. Sorry, that's bottom one, bottom two, then top one. Okay, we are having a lesser area of steel at top one. Okay, so in this provision too, you have to check this area of steel as well using wood and hammer. So for the last one, we are having that value right there. So for the soil pressure, just click on this soil pressure right there. So if the soil is failing, you see along the edge of the slab, you can see some warnings right there. If you move your cursor along the edge of the slab, you see some warnings here. But if you come to the centers of the slab, you can see it over here that it is giving you the value and the status of where your cursor is in terms of the soil stressed. All right. So for the threshold, you can also check that out. This threshold is okay, and there's a warning when it comes to the edge of the slabs right there. Okay, so we have done the design successfully. We have successfully completed the design. We will check the animations of this. Just have to click in these provisions to actually see the animations of this. All right, so you can click there to close that. So after which, what you need to do, if you want to look at the strips that you've drawn, you can just pick axis. We have axis once. You can see the bend movement of the strips right there. Wait for a time for it to boot up. So this is the pattern and the moment, the load that is being applied to the slab in the directions x1 of the strips that we've drawn so far. All right, for the displacement, you can just choose this place. That is the displacement. You can also print a table right away. All right, design moment, you have this. Okay, so all of this can be checked and print out, so you can add it to your report. So you close that, after which you just have to click on this closed button. Then you give the program some time as this option comes up to transfer slab strips for finite element analysis result. Click on OK. Then this will take some few seconds to transfer all the strips and be able to calculate in order for the software to generate a rebar that will be suitable for this slab design. So it is successful, and then it has transferred us to these provisions. In this provision now, you just have to click on transfer foundation beam result. So you click right there, and if you check down there, it says foundation beam finite element result are transferred successfully. You can see. All right, after which click on the closed. So now you just have to save the project first. So what the project is saved successfully, what you just need to do is to click on this update steel bars, or you can also right click to get the options through the provisions where you have arrange all steel bars. All right, so you just click on update steel bars. So we'll be using this one. So once you click on this, what happens is the steel bars will be generated for this floor slab. Okay, so click right there. You can see the steel bar generated successfully. This is 20T16 at spacing 250. All right, so this also 19. Okay, the bar numbers as well as the length of the bar. This is 1500, the cut length of this bar. This is top bar, right? While this one is bottom bar. The cut length is also given. All right, and then the total numbers of the bars that we're spanning through this provision from this point to this point is also given as 19. All right, with this spacing. All right, so all of this has been designed. The slab has been designed successful. The next thing we have to check is the beam. All right, so you navigate to the beam right there. You have this beam, this one. So you go to design these provisions, and then this foundation beam, click right there. So these are the beams. The beams are not has not been designed. Okay, so we are going to be designing these beams using bash mode. Okay, bash mode design. Click here, these provisions, and then you have to tell the software to select all bars. All right, and then click on calculate. All right, so the calculations is done successfully. Click on close. So you see all the beams now has been designed. the U ratios are quite all right. Okay, so you will see the drawing of this foundation beams. You can just have to close these particular provisions. But for your reports, you will just print a report through these provisions, right? For interactive design, you can see the bar selected for the beam. It has a web bar for T16, okay? A web bar for T16, okay? For the top bar, you have two T20, all right? And then top and bottom, click on OK, all right? And then close these provisions. And then after which, we'll be designing the first floor slab. Before then, we have to look at this. Let's come to display. Go to the foundations beam design again. All right, in these provisions you can select one of these beam. Let's say this one, and then after which come to interactive design, and then this details drawings. Click right there to view the details drawings. So this is how the drawings looks. All right, this is how the drawing looks. So this is the web bar. It is for 4016. All right, for the web bar selected successfully. So you close that, click on OK, close this dialog, and then we'll be designing the first floor slab. So navigate to the first floor just like this. So on this first floor, we'll be designing the slab as well. Since it is a suspended slab, we are going to be considering analytical strips. All right, so go to the modeling tab and then slab strips right there, analytical strips. Okay, in the x directions we go first, and then we choose outside to outside, which is bulb to bulb. All right, after which pick this point, and then hold the control key to have a straight line. Click there to insert the strips, so you can see the strip generated successfully. All right, this one spanning from this point to this point. You are having 24 of these at spacing 250 right there. Okay, but for this spacing you can also make an adjustment to this spacing depending on what you want. All right, okay. So also for the top and bottom bar is the same spacing. So we'll continue to place the strips right away. These provisions, we'll have a strips here. Okay, then for this slab, it is from bulb to outside. All right, start at bulb and then end inside slab. So here we have this just like this. All right, after which we'll proceed, continue to place the strip. This particular panel we will use inside slab to bulb from this point to this point, just like this. Okay, all right. So for these provisions, this is a cantilever, so we are going to start from cantilever and end at bulb, which is outside. So you pick right there to that point and end there. So you can see this cantilever rebar has been generated successfully, as you can see, just like this. So for this one, remaining in these directions, this particular panel is slab to slab. So pick this point. Oh yeah, hold the control key to have a straight line. Have that inserted just like this. Okay. Go to the y directions, change the number to 1. Okay. And then we start at bulb and end at bulb as well. Pick the first point. Hold the control key to have a straight line. You have that. Okay, the same thing applicable here, just like this, and then we have same thing here. All right, just like this. So for this one, we are going to start from bulb and end inside slab. So pick that point and it's here. Okay, so we have successfully designed the first floor slab. We have also successfully designed the foundation of the structure. So this first floor slab will be applicable to this second floor and as well as the paint floor slab successfully. Okay, so I will navigate to the 3D right away. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to move this project to Protastructure, all right, and start the presentation drawings of this project. So if you are yet to subscribe to the channel, subscribe, like this lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to do unnecessary settings that will help us to present our drawings, or that will help us to make our drawings very, very presentable. And then documentary of the drawing will also be done in the next lesson. So we are going to stop here for today, and then see you in the next lesson. Stay tuned, like the lesson, subscribe. Once again, I'm Reason. Stay safe, and bye for now.